everybody.
Welcome to Kirsty and Bryony's Comfort Zone.
I am Kirsty.
And I am Bryony. And this week we are not diving into our dreams. In fact, we're diving into a mind that has no dreams at all. We're bucking convention. Is that the word? Do you buck conventions?
Buck convention. Okay, I thought you said something else there, and I remembered the, yeah.
Not in the first 30
Not
seconds,
in the first 30 seconds.
But we have a very special guest on today who has technically been on this podcast 3 times, but inside dreams. Welcome to the Comfort Zone, Zylus.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, no, I've been told that I've made appearances in this podcast before, and I didn't know what to think about that, really.
Yeah.
But, hey, here we are.
Here we are. Now you're here to defend yourself.
I'm here voluntarily this time. Yeah.
Do you find it weird when people have dreams about you?
No.
Oh, that's good.
I'm used to it, Bridie. I'm such a dreamboat.
I'm trying to think if you've been in any of Kirsty's dreams. You must have.
I don't know if you have, honestly.
You've had, there was your wrestling Yogscast dream.
I'm not sure that Zylus was even there.
Booth?
I think Booth was there, but not Zylus.
So I've been pulling all of the dream Zylus weight in this.
Yeah, I don't dream about you, Zylus, sorry.
It is what it is.
But Bryony has all the dreams about you.
I do.
And they're
Some
usually
scarier
bad.
than others. Well, okay,
okay, that's subjective.
As a dream recap, my 3 dreams about you. Okay, the first one, you died.
Yeah, that
was
bad.
That's probably not good.
That was bad. Yeah.
Could be better for you.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
But I was very sad. I think I woke up crying.
Yeah, you woke
because I
up
was
crying.
so sad. And the worst part about that dream actually was I had one of those things where you wake up in the dream, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was so horrible. I had a dream that Zylus died. And I think it was maybe Rithian turned to me and was like, no, that really happened. And I was like, oh my God. So I had to go through it twice. It was horrible. The second one was that you just snuck up behind me and made me jump so hard that I woke up.
Right.
You just snuck up behind me and went, hello.
I feel like I've done that in real life. But
you have.
Yeah.
I remember a time when you made me jump when we were playing werewolf in the old office.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone had just closed their eyes, and then you snuck up behind me, and that made me jump.
Here. Yeah, I mean...
so maybe that was just repressed from that memory, and it came back in dream form.
Sounds like it.
Could have been.
What was the third Zylus dream?
The third one was Naked Zylus.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
One of our favourite Zyluses here on the Comfort Zone. It was that you had a cookery show that you and Mousy did completely naked, and you always sat in a bathtub for it.
Right. I mean, as you do.
So there you go. That's my... I mean, I've probably had other dreams about you over the years, but those are the 3 that...
Stand out.
Yeah.
Those are the recent ones for sure.
The recent ones, of
They're
course.
the recorded ones. In recorded history.
Yes. Everyone knows about them now.
I mean,
Yeah.
wonderful.
So make sure you credit us when you start your cooking show.
Okay, I mean, you know what? If I ever do, I'll make a mention at the very least.
Nice.
But only if I end up doing it naked.
Well, you
That's
have
fair,
to.
dude.
If I do a normal cooking show, I'm sorry, but you're not getting any credit.
You're
then.
just not
No.
allowed to do a normal cooking show, honestly.
Oh.
No.
It's
just
all or
decided
nothing,
Expectations too
Zylus. It's
high.
all or nothing.
Oh, okay. Right. To really commit to the bit now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fair enough. At least I know the rules.
It would be like Zylus laid bare or something. Or what's Dutch for cooking in the tub?
Poking in the butt.
Perfect. There you go. There's your cooking show name.
I don't see why that's particularly funny. It's just language. But okay.
I look forward to it.
I like that. That's like a double entendre. It makes sense.
What do you mean a double entendre?
You'd be butt naked.
Oh, butt. Sounds like butt.
It
okay.
does.
All right. I get
That's
it.
all
I
it
get
takes for
It's
us.
spelled B-A-D though.
Oh, BAD. Oh, I thought it was just that, like, you're taking the word tub and spelled it backwards.
No.
And that was it. I was like, Dutch is made
No,
up.
no, B-A-D.
I love it.
It took me a little while to realize why you guys were giggling so much. Because I'm like, it's just Dutch. What's funny about this? But no, fair enough. Fair enough. I get it. I get it.
Good times.
Good
Good
times.
times on the Bridie and Kirsty podcast.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
So-
goodness.
So-
You have told us that you don't have dreams.
Okay, so I do. I just don't remember them.
I just don't want to talk to you two about them.
No, but like, here's like, I don't remember them. Like, the only dreams I ever remember having are nightmares,
Right.
which luckily I don't have frequently.
Yeah.
But I have to be dreaming because I just don't think that people don't dream. Just don't think that's a thing. It might
So
be. But
you don't wake up and think, I just had a dream, but it's just like slipped out of my mind just now. You just think, I must have dreamt at some point.
yeah,
Right.
basically. Unless, as I said, I wake up like violently from a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Then I remember them. Like those tend to stick with me for a long time as well. But yeah, luckily I don't have nightmares all that often.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a few visceral ones I can remember from my youth. But
Ooh.
recently, like I just have the boring nightmares. Recently, you know, the ones where you're back in high school,
Yeah.
about to take exams, you haven't studied,
Mm-hmm.
only to wake up and realize, you know, you're 30 years old, Zylus. What are you doing? You know, you've done that, you finished that part of your life. Or the ones where your teeth fall out, you know, like
Do you have those?
nightmares. Oh yeah.
Ah.
But they're just stress related.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, the most visceral nightmare I've ever had that I can remember vividly, and it wasn't like looking back at it, it wasn't that visceral, right? But I was, how old would I have been? Like 9 or 10,
Mm-hmm.
and in this dream I was visiting my grandparents on my father's side, who live like all the way in the south of the Netherlands, and they had this like big plot of land where they lived, and I just remember like playing in the yard there, and all of a sudden I look over the house where they live, and just towering above it is this giant Tyrannosaurus Rex,
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
and just charging towards the house, right? And I just freaked out because it's a T-Rex. You can't really think of anything scarier when you are, you know, a kid.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just ran all over town, like being followed by this T-Rex into supermarkets and that kind of stuff, just trying to hide. And there were like, you know, little velociraptors in the
Yeah.
supermarkets and so on. And we just kept having to run from
Oh my god.
Oh no.
like all these dinosaurs chasing us.
This is really interesting because, Bryony, do you remember who it was? Was it Chris Yules who had a dream about a dinosaur when they were a kid as well? We were
Oh,
talking,
yeah.
we were talking, we always generally say, like, you know, did you have many dreams when you were a kid? Because people tend to remember those dreams.
Hmm.
And it seems a lot of people dream about dinosaurs. Like, we've had people write in saying, like, oh, when I was a kid, I had a dream about a dinosaur and I was terrified of them forever. I wonder if it's like because people our age might have like grown up watching like Jurassic Park or something. So now there's like a whole generation of kids that have had these horrible nightmares about T-Rexes.
I wouldn't have seen Jurassic Park at that point though, but like I think for me it was more I was fascinated by dinosaurs when I
That's
was
fair.
Yeah.
when
That's
I was
fair.
a kid, which I think a lot of kids tend to be.
Yeah,
you
a lot
know,
of kids do be.
I guess as well, like when you're a child, your idea of what is scary is quite skewed because you grow up in
Oh, yeah.
quite a protective fashion. So you're like, oh my gosh, monsters and dinosaurs. And then you get older and you're like, oh my gosh,
Taxes.
taxes and mortgages and
oh yeah,
having to make small talk on
Socialising.
the bus. Oh, jeez.
going outside. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like, but yeah, like these days, I just don't like. I don't really dream. Well, I do, but I never remember what happens in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever have like a leftover feeling from a dream? Like, do you wake up feeling like a bit scared or angry or like in a good mood, and you feel like you might not remember it, but it's like the remnants of dream you experience?
Not really. Like the only thing I can think of is sometimes I just wake up physically exhausted, which makes me think that I've just
Had nightmares or something.
well, not nightmares so much, but just had a very active dream.
Adventure.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, like I don't know. Like I think I'm a very active sleeper because like whenever I wake up, somehow like my pillow is turned like sideways. My blanket or whatever you call my duvet is somehow rotated like 180 degrees. So what used to be at my foot end is all of a sudden over my head rather than where it used to be when I started sleeping.
Yeah.
But I wonder as well if part of that is the fact that my dog jumps on the bed with me.
Maybe.
Aww.
Do you talk in your sleep? Have you ever been told that you talk? Or-
I make noises,
right.
but like not words, right?
Okay.
So like I think like to the extent I think yes, but like you wouldn't be able to sentence a string a sentence together from what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do, however, and I've been told this by multiple people, sleep with my eyes open.
Oh my God, that's
What?
terrifying.
Like Gandalf?
Gandalf?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
not- Like, you must close your eyes to go to sleep, surely. Or
Yep.
do you fall asleep? So
No,
they open.
They open when I'm asleep. Yeah.
That is so
Oh.
bizarre. I don't think I've ever met anyone that sleeps with their eyes open.
But like when I say open, like you don't think of the Gandalf scene where they're just wide open, right? Like if you were to look at my face while I'm asleep, they'll be like
Half open.
it's like I'm peeking through them.
Yeah.
Like when you're a kid and you're like, don't look, and you're like, I'm still looking. You just can't see I'm looking. Like that is what it would look like, basically. Like I've been told this by multiple people. So like it's not just an isolated incident. Like I know that that's a thing that I do.
I wonder what it is that keeps your eyes closed when you're asleep. Because is closing your eyes, I'm thinking about my eyes too much now. Is closing your eyes an active thing, or is it just gravity that... Wait, hang on.
I don't think it's gravity. I don't know, like, would you...
I'm trying to open and close
I'm
my eyes
sitting
and see
here
which one feels like more effort.
I mean,
where
it's a
do you
muscle.
contract the muscle? Is it when it's open or when it's closed?
Yeah.
I think the
Which
natural
one
state of
feels
your
more
eyes
relaxed?
is it being open.
It must be.
I feel like
But
one
like
of those
at the same time, when you're
dolls-
really tired, like we've all been so tired before that you just like fall asleep, right? You just like, even though you're not intending to go to sleep, like you'll sit in your chair and like you're just dozing off, right? Your eyes will naturally close, like in that scenario. So it's not really necessarily something you actively have to think about, I don't think.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think what would make your eyes then open, because surely that takes muscle. There's some sort of thought going into that subconsciously that's
Look,
telling your eyes to do it.
Let me look it up. Why?
I'm looking it up, and there's a lot of
people-
health issues that are showing up.
Oh my gosh, no,
Sorry,
don't
Zylus.
It could happen because of faulty eye mechanics, facial nerve disorders, and structural changes in the face. Oh boy.
Oh, wow. How
Treatment
comforting do you
includes
find
eyelid
comfort
tape.
zone so far? Eyelid tape? What, just tape your eyes closed?
Just tape them shut, yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I got conjunctivitis and I had to have the the cucumbers on the eyes to help soothe it.
Yeah.
And every time they put cucumbers on my eyes, I just fell asleep. I was like a budgie being covered with a blanket. I'd just be like, okay. That's the signal. Oh my gosh, I should try that now when I have trouble sleeping. Maybe I should but then again, I would wake up with like mushy cucumber slices in the bed.
Just get one of those eye masks when you sleep.
I don't know if that would... I've always been scared to try those.
Why?
So So I won't name who it is, but someone I know, who I don't think listens to this, so it's probably fine, has an eye mask that I saw, because they posted it on their Be Real. They have an eye mask, but it's like, like see-through, but when it's filled with that like gel stuff. So it's got bubbles.
Right.
But it's see-through. And I was like, wouldn't that be really weird? But then again, I guess it closes your eyes, so maybe it doesn't matter if it's see-through.
But I thought the point was to keep light out.
Eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if it has like the gel pocket, it's not necessarily to keep lights out. That feels like it's more to...
Is it like a skincare thing?
Relax the skin, yeah.
Oh, maybe. Maybe I should ask. I just saw it and I was that seems to defy the purpose of the thing you're doing.
Unless the purpose is something else. Yeah.
Maybe I should have I should try one. Rithian, bless him, he lent me his one. And I got, like, when he stayed here, he has this really, I'm just outing Rithian now. He has this really nice eye mask that he wears when he goes to sleep. And it has, like, speakers.
Yeah. It's one of those headbands,
so
right?
he can so he can listen to like podcasts or whatever and have his like nice eye mask on. And he lent it to me because he was like, oh, it might help you sleep. And I got too scared to wear it because I was like, what if a burglar comes in and I'm listening to podcasts and I can't hear the burglar? So I never wore it. And then he was like, if you're not going to wear it, can I have it back, please? I was like, okay. But yeah,
that's something I'm never worried about.
Yeah,
well, burglars.
Like, no, I mean, like, I know burglars can happen. Like, I think it happens. Like it works to my advantage in that sense as well. That I live a few stories up in a building that's not easy to get into to begin with. Like, they'd have to get through multiple locked doors to even be able to get into this apartment.
Yeah,
and also they would have to
same.
pick specifically this apartment out of like the 30 other ones in this building, like,
yeah.
So like I never really worry about it. We tend to fall asleep with just nature like sounds on in the background, on our branded audio device.
Don't say the name, it's listening.
Other audio devices are probably available.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same. I listen to thunderstorm sounds usually.
For us, it's forest sounds. So like,
I listen to Stephen Fry, the relaxing sounds of Stephen Fry reading me stories.
Honestly, I used to fall asleep, and this is genuinely true. I used to fall asleep to Bob Ross videos.
Yeah, no, that's totally,
I think a lot of people
doable.
do that.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
When
They're
I
very
was at
chill.
university, I used to fall asleep to the Ghibli film Nausicaa because the wind sounds. This is really weird because I hate the sound of wind and it keeps me up. If ever it's windy outside, I can't sleep.
Oh, I love
it.
it.
For some reason, the wind in that movie made me really sleepy and I fell asleep to that film. Like, I would put it on my laptop and then I would turn the brightness all the way down and I'd just fall asleep to Patrick Stewart and the sound of the wind.
Aww. When I was
Very
at uni,
lovely.
I would fall asleep to David Attenborough.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a
another
good one.
classic. Yeah,
Classic.
another classic.
Mm.
I mean, there's like ASMR doesn't really work on me, right? Like there are certain things that
Don't get the
I think I get
tingles.
the feeling that maybe this is what people who can feel ASMR feel like, but like I don't think it really ever properly works on me. But like I get the
Yeah.
relaxation, like I think most people can get from certain sounds. Like the things that do it most to me are soft-spoken voices, mostly like for some reason male voices. And very weirdly, and this is like something I found over the years, but something that really relaxes me is watching carpenters who can, by eye, without measuring too much, like perfectly chisel like joints together in different beams of wood.
That is very satisfying.
It is so satisfying to
Yeah.
watch. I don't know what it is about it, but like that gets me every time. And like I've fallen asleep to that in the past before as well.
That reminds me of when I used to watch How It's Made.
Yes.
And it would be one of
great
those
show.
things
What a
that I'd
good
be like,
show.
oh, I don't really care about any of these things, but I guess I'll give it a go. And then I'd watch all the way through and be like, oh my gosh, more.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So good.
I always fall asleep, like ever since I was about 8 years old, I've fallen asleep to audiobooks. and I'm really picky about them. Like, it sounds so bad, but I can't fall asleep to American accents for some reason.
Okay.
There are so many audiobooks of books I like, but for some reason I don't know if it's that maybe because it's not a usual accent I'm around, maybe I listen more intently. Maybe I'm like paying more attention because I'm like, oh. Whereas I guess if it's just like Stephen Fry, he's just, that's an accent I hear every day, so I'm just used to it.
Right.
And it means I can, maybe I tune out British people easier than other people.
It sounds like it.
Is.
Maybe. It sounds like it indeed.
But yeah, it's just, or maybe it's because those are like the voices I grew up listening to as a child or something. Because it tends to be like Tony Robinson, Stephen Fry, Philip Pullman reads his own book, so I can fall asleep to his.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just have to be being told a story still to fall asleep.
David Attenborough.
Yeah. Does he read any audiobooks? Can I?
No, it's
I don't
mostly
think he
nature.
does.
I mean, he might do, but like nature documentaries and like,
Yeah.
stuff, of course.
Yeah. Good voices.
Great voices.
So yeah, last year when I was having trouble with anxiety, and there's a lot of like, the relaxation things that you get that tell you like, okay, now tense your hands and relax and all of that stuff. And I couldn't find one that worked for me very well. So I got Rithian to record me one because I was like, Rithian, you've got a really lovely voice. Can you please record this for me? And he did, and it was so lovely, and I still have it on my phone. But he's got a good voice for audiobooks, I think.
Yeah, he does, for sure.
I want him to read me bedtime stories.
I mean, I've always liked my own voice, which is like, I know in our listen. I know in our field it's kind of like a lot of people hate listening to their own voices, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not an issue I've really ever had. It's like, how like everyone has like qualities of themselves that they like, that they dislike, and that kind of stuff. The one thing I've always liked about myself is my voice. And
you do have a very good voice.
You do,
it's like it's just. So I've always had this thing of like, voice acting, that kind of stuff. That sounds interesting. I've just never really pursued anything of it. It's also like I just chronically have like nasal drip, so I sniff a lot. So like it doesn't really help in that aspect.
Sniffer.
Oh my gosh, if you become a voice actor, just imagine how Nowsy would feel about it.
I know.
He would be upset.
He would
This
be
is my
upset.
turf.
Yeah.
I have
I'd
a
love to do
question.
voice acting.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you do dream, Zylus, when you have your nightmares, do you dream in first person or third person?
Third.
Finally, someone who dreams in third person. Welcome to the club. Population 2.
Isn't that normal?
Nope.
No, I tend to
so
be in first person.
Here's my question to you, Bryony, actually.
Yeah.
If you just recall a memory, just any memory right now, like I'm just going to give you one. If you recall, during Jingle Jam, we had a board game night at your place with a bunch of us, right?
Yeah.
If you recall that, do you recall that in first or in third person?
Oh. I guess. See, it's difficult to, because I can't it's not like I can imagine it. I can get like vague flashes of it, but I can't really tell if they're first or third.
Right.
Okay, what about you eating breakfast this
third
morning?
Person. Oh. Yeah, I guess maybe it is third person.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Mine's always in third person.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my dreams are also in third,
Mhm.
or like nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think it boils down to the same thing as like, do you have? I think we've talked about this on like our Stardew streams we used to do before, but like can you imagine things in pictures? If I say, imagine a pink elephant, can you visually see a pink elephant in front of you?
No.
You can't do that. Can you, Kirsty?
I mean, we've discussed this before, and I can't visually see a pink elephant in front of me. It's very much fuzzy and grey.
Yeah.
But when I now think of a pink elephant, I can see a photorealistic pink elephant in front of my
That's
eyes.
so weird.
It is so weird.
I can't do that.
Which I find, like, to me, it's weird that you can't, right?
Yeah.
Because that's just natural to me. That's what I've always been able to do.
When I was asked back home, I asked my parents if they could imagine stuff, and they were like, "Yeah, of course we can." I was like, "Oh, so I'm just broken then? Okay, that's nice." Mum was like, "You should tell the doctor." I was like, "I think it's okay."
Yeah, I don't think it's the particularly. I mean, apparently, like, it is like, you know, just a certain amount of population can, certain amount of population can't. I think it's very similar to the entire thing of like, do you have those muscles in your tongue where you can like curl it or
rolling
not?
Curl it
your
around.
tongue.
I can do that, at
I
least.
can as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Zylus, show off.
If I could raise one eyebrow, I feel like I'd be more
See, I
powerful.
can't do that.
I can do that.
I can't individually move my eyebrows.
I wish I could. I feel like if ever there was like a secret way to tell who was a wizard, it would be who can raise one eyebrow.
Right. Maybe.
They're just magical people.
You're saying that
Right.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson is a wizard?
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Look at him. Of course he's a wizard.
Of course he is.
He's
famously,
a powerful
it's,
mage.
Famously, it's one of the ways in which they used to detect witches back in the medieval ages.
Raising an eyebrow.
Yeah,
Or
if
being
you
a
were
wrestler.
able to. Yeah. No. Raising an eyebrow.
They'd just say something slightly quizzical and then they'd watch. And if one went up, they'd be like, get him.
Witch, burn the witch.
Is
Oh,
it
for
like
sure.
a hereditary thing? Do you get it
Probably.
like passed down?
I think
Is that a
the
way to
tongue thing
tell?
is.
Yeah.
It's like your earlobes, like if they're attached to your head or not.
Mm.
I think mine are. I don't think I have earlobes. I think they just go
Dimpled
straight.
cheeks,
to my
dimpled
head.
chin.
I think
Yeah.
I get dimples.
I mean, I have dimples in both my cheeks and in my chin.
Oh,
Dimple.
little
Mousy, I'm
cute.
recording. I'm recording, Mousy. Stop.
so
Fuck me. God. She ran away like a gremlin laughing. But yeah.
Alex will always send me messages being like, "I'm in a meeting, by the way." I'm like, "What did you expect me to do? I wasn't going to walk in anyway, but now I want to. Now I just want to like burst in."
But
jeez.
yeah, no, when I try and imagine things, it's
Yeah.
kind of like there's a fuzzy picture there, and
Uh-huh.
I have to try and focus on something, and it's like putting a magnifying glass over the thing I'm focusing on, and everything else just goes completely out of focus.
Yeah.
So if I focus on one thing, everything else will disappear, and vice versa. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can't do a picture
Interesting.
perfect elephant like you.
Yeah, it's literally photorealistic. I
That's
can even like
so
put a background
bizarre.
behind it, and like it can be fully pink. If you ask me to put a baby next to it, I can do it. You know, like but it takes no effort.
Is it like just inside your head? It's not like you can see it in front of you. It's like inside. It's not like a projection, like Pokemon Go. It's is it just in there?
It doesn't matter where I look, right? Like I can look at a movie and I can picture a pink elephant in that movie, in that scene, right? Like, but yeah, it's in
Yeah.
my head. It's not so much a projection, but it's hard to explain. You know, like
Yeah. I guess it's something that you just assume like everyone has the same, so you never
everyone
really
has the
need
ability to do that. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So
Yeah.
like trying to put into words how it works is difficult.
Because I remember when I first told Rithian that I had aphantasia, and I was like, I can't imagine things. And he was just like, I think you just don't understand how imagination works. And I was like, no, I'm telling you, I can't do it. It's like, I think you're just confused.
Mousy really wants to be on the podcast. God, she keeps trying to butt in. God, unbelievable.
For me, it's sort of like, when you get, like, if you think you see something out the corner of your eye and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh," and you turn around, it's not that. That's the level of imagining I can do. It's like something
Right.
is at the back of my head. Like I can sort of think about it. Like
Right.
I know like, oh, okay, that's what the color red would be. But I can't actually see it at all. It's just sort of, and if the more I try and focus on it, the more it just scatters like
Right.
like floaters in your eye. It's just like
Yeah. I don't know.
Sprites.
But like, I
Just run
wonder
away.
if there is a link between being able to see those kind of things relatively visually, and the way that you dream.
Well, that's the weird thing is that I have very vivid dreams. It's just that I can't recall them when I wake up. Like I can sort of recall them in like flashes, but it's more that I just know what happened rather than being able to picture what happened. Like I can describe the scene, but I can't picture it. It's odd. I guess.
Yeah.
So like the dream I told you about with the dinosaurs when I was 9, that's 20 plus years ago, right?
Yeah.
I can still visually recall what that dream looked like.
So, I'm the same with my dreams. I'm a lot better at visually remembering dreams that I've had. But when it comes to just thinking of things, it's not as vivid. Like I've had dreams when I was a kid as well that I completely remember.
I find that I find it easier to recall a photograph of someone than the person themselves.
Okay.
Like if I'm trying to like picture someone, so to speak, I will try and picture like their profile picture rather than the person themselves because I find that easier. I
Right.
don't know why.
Honestly, I just tried that with Zylus's face, and yeah, I get it. I totally get it. That works actually.
Yeah. Whereas if I tried to
Picturing
like
my
just
face as a
conjure,
picture.
if I
Well,
tried
yeah,
to
'cause
conjure you up
you're-
out of nowhere, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
would
maybe
struggle,
he has a beard.
but-
Whereas if I try and conjure up like your Twitter profile picture, then I can be like, oh yeah, okay, he's like that.
I mean, like
It's
I
weird,
can genuinely, if like let's say I were to have to picture you now, Bryony, I can picture you in practically any situation without too much issue. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
See,
like,
this is just too powerful. It's like when people say like,
powerful.
if you're nervous, imagine everyone in their pants, and I'm like, I can't do that.
I mean, I won't be able to do that. Yeah, like I've never had to do that, thankfully. But like, because like,
You've never had to give a talk at a symposium.
no, I've had to give talks, but talks are not like.
Oh, of course, you used
I was
to be
always
a teacher.
better. I was always like in high school. I was always better at when it like public speaking is something I've never had an issue with because
Yeah.
I'm very good at talking bull, basically. Like I would get terrible grades when it came to written exams and that kind of stuff because I was a lazy student, right? Like I really was. Like I did well enough to pass my exams, but like it was never like with flying colors. But when it came to oral exams, like those things, like I aced, right? Like I got
Yeah.
ace, we used the number system in the Netherlands, but I got 9s and 10s for oral exams, like reliably. Whereas written exams, anywhere between a 5 and a 7, which was just not. That's average to below average,
Yeah.
So yeah, no, like I've never had to picture people in their underwear or naked to get confidence in those scenarios, thankfully.
That's fair dues.
I just get too nervous. I forget to picture everyone in their underwear.
I mean, it's the what was that fucking? I remember the show it was in, but it's like that's it. Pretty sure it's a classic trope in a lot of comedy shows where like someone is nervous to talk in front of a crowd, and then they get told that same advice of like, oh, just imagine everyone in their underwear, and then they imagine themselves in their underwear talking to a crowd that's fully clothed.
Yeah. I personally don't think it would help me. I think I'd be more nervous to talk to people who are in their underwear.
I would just
normal,
forget
fully
what I was
clothed
talking
people.
about. Like if I had to sit there and think about people in their underwear, I'd be like, what was I supposed to be saying? I'm sorry, everyone. I was just thinking of you all in your underwear.
I don't know.
It's odd advice.
It is old advice, yeah.
I had another question, but I've forgotten what it was now. Which
You're
is
too busy thinking about people in their underwear.
too busy trying to picture Zylus. You know, I've gone from naked Zylus to now I'm desperately trying to put pants on him so I can imagine. The other thing about your cooking show was that you only cooked things that involved lemon in the recipes. I don't know why that was
Interesting,
such a
because I'm not
detail.
even that big of a fan of lemon. You know,
What?
Not a lemon
is
fan.
lush.
I mean,
Oh,
lemon is lush.
love a
don't
bit
get
of
me wrong.
lemon.
And like
I love a lemon.
lemon on its own, and like, I'm not the biggest fan of. However, favorite, ice cream or whatever you want to call it, and s'more
Ooh.
sorbet is
Yeah, sorbet,
is
lemon.
lemon.
Ooh.
Lemon
Anytime.
sorbet is
If it's hot
so
outside,
good.
I'll always get a scoop of lemon because that's just the best.
I don't think I've ever had lemon sorbet.
Have you not?
You're
It's
missing
so
out.
good.
Next time it's super hot outside, and you get yourself some gelato.
Super.
Get yourself some lemon. You'll love it.
Yeah, get some lemon sorbet, but watch out for sorbet because I think they put eggs in it sometimes.
Oh,
Egg.
So
What,
it's not
just a whole egg. So you
vegan.
bite into it.
You bite into the whole
Before you know it, you're
egg.
choking on an egg.
Oh, happy Easter.
I wonder if Swoon do lemon because they do different gelatos.
Oh, probably.
I'm just a basic bitch. I always just go ice cream, chocolate. I never.
see, I don't like
deviate
chocolate ice
from
cream.
that.
I like chocolate ice cream, but I
I
am
think it's too rich.
a big fan of lemon.
I love chocolate. Like my favorite little treat is M&Ms. I go crazy over
What
M&Ms.
kind of
I don't know why.
M&Ms?
Peanut or
Salted
standard?
caramel.
Oh yeah, you've told me that
Ooh.
before. Yeah, okay,
Salted
acceptable.
caramel M&Ms. They're my go-to little sweet snack.
Didn't even know those existed.
They're relatively new.
Yeah,
They've only
they're
had
quite
them in the
new.
Netherlands for like a year or two at this point.
Yeah.
They've probably been around in the States for longer.
I think
But,
they
like,
have
in the
them in
Netherlands, we
like
haven't had them for long.
a light blue packet in shops.
Yeah, they're
Dark
light
blue is
here.
peanut.
I have a little bag on my desk right now, so you know.
There we go.
I thought blue was always like.
Oh wait, no, light blue
crunchy.
was the crispy M&Ms actually.
Yeah.
So in the
Are they
Netherlands,
both light
light
blue?
blue is salted caramel. Dark blue is the Rice Krispie ones.
Then what's the
this
peanut
is like
ones?
the whole salt
Peanut-
and vinegar. Is salt and vinegar green or
Yeah,
blue?
I feel like it is.
argument.
It probably is. I mean,
Peanut M&Ms red.
peanut M&Ms are yellow.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course they are. Yeah. Okay, right, hang on. I need to
Normal
find
M&Ms
out.
are brown
Brown.
in the Netherlands, at least.
Oh no, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
How
again, it could be
weird.
different all over the world. And we also have these days purple bags of M&Ms, which are filled with chocolate brownie.
Yes, chocolate brownie. I was going to say they're a new one.
Sounds fancy.
I'm not a big fan of those. Again, it's too rich. Like,
Yeah.
They're just kind
I
of
remember-
chocolate plus.
yeah, exactly.
There's a really nice gelato place in Bristol called Swoon. And the
Mm-hmm.
first time I went there, I had eyes bigger than my belly. And I was like, I'm going to go for 2 scoops. And it was such a mistake. Like
scoops
one
is-
was enough. It
2
was
scoops
so
is me
rich.
holding back.
Yeah, same.
Well, see,
If I
this is
go
what
all out,
I'm
I do
normally
3.
like. But yeah, like at the end of one, I had to take one home and freeze it.
Mm.
My little single scoop because it was just so rich. I was like, I can't. I needed to have a lie down afterwards.
You
My
had
tummy
to
was
pick
so like.
3 flavors for your gelato.
Ooh.
Which 3 would you put in?
Like complimentary ones that would go in the same thing.
They would be on the same cone or in the same like.
Okay.
What will your 3 flavors be?
I think I'd go for a coffee scoop.
Coffee.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bad choice.
I would go. Like my initial thought is chocolate and then a peanut one because I love that combination.
That is nice.
Oh, that
I'm
is
sort
good.
of
Nice.
nuts with chocolate. Is
Mm-mm.
good. I'm trying to think would coffee complement both of those?
Yeah, I think so.
That would work.
Or, I'm very sorry, banana.
Why are you sorry?
Oh, banana ice cream's good.
Because I'm allergic. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to
I
be
don't
sorry
want
for
to-
enjoying something.
Sorry,
that I'm allergic to.
Zylus. Sorry that you're allergic to bananas.
I would eat banana ice cream whilst riding a horse. And I'd miss
So
you
now,
the
now
whole
it feels
time.
targeted. Now it feels a little targeted. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, no, on itself, banana though.
But then
Banana
again,
ice
I feel
cream though, like
Yeah, sometimes banana flavored things just taste too like fake banana.
Too artificial. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my gelato choice is always a scoop of lemon. And then because I usually only get 2 scoops, I tend to mix it up a bit. Sometimes like a different fruit, like blood orange, or I really like as well is pistachio.
Oh yeah,
Pistachio is very good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like peanut ice cream as well. Peanut, there's just something about peanut flavored thing.
Yeah.
It's just
It's so good. I got an ice cream the other day, and you can you pay the same set amount, and then you can have as many toppings and as many sauces as you like.
Oh, those places
so
are the great.
I was like, can I have chocolate, sprinkles, and peanut, and then Oreo crumb on top? And they were like, that's a lot. Are you sure you want that? Because I also had 2 sauces. And they were like, okay, I don't know how well the Oreo will sit on top of all of that. And I was like, it'll be fine. And then I got my mouth near the ice cream and I breathed in a mouthful of crumbs and I almost choked. And I was like, I should have listened to the ice cream person.
Speaking of ice cream,
I ate it all. It was nice. Yeah.
Speaking of ice cream, I actually don't know if it's vegan or not. So I don't know if it's when the last time is that you would have had this. But if you go for a flurry, you know, at the Golden Arches. Again, not sponsored, so I'm not going to say the full name. Which flavor? It's getting cold. Hold on.
Oh, that's so sponsorship deal coming through.
Yeah, there it is.
It's Burger King. They're like, oh, we heard you talking about. We need you now. We got to snap him up quick. He's going to come back and be like, because I think they're all terrible. I would never get a McFlurry.
I would never, ever get a McFlurry from Burger King.
On a McFlurry. Oh, I really want ice cream now.
Yeah, same.
Although the ice cream I got the other day was like too much. I got like a few mouthfuls into it and I was like, I literally just had breakfast and then walked down the road and got an ice cream. I was like, this is decadence.
Decadence.
But we'd just been to like renegotiate our mortgage, so I needed treats.
Yeah, you needed something nice. Oh, I've just been reminded, when I was in Cornwall, we went to like an ice cream factory, but it was like an open place where you could go there and buy the ice cream and stuff. And they had ginger ice cream. And it was
I don't like ginger.
So good. I like ginger, but in an ice cream, oh my God, it's so nice.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
It, like, a little bit. Like ginger nuts, they're okay.
I love ginger nuts.
Like the biscuits, they're nice. But anything, like, if ever you have, you know, the little bits of ginger on top of chocolates in a chocolate selection, that's too much for me. I'm like crystallized ginger.
Yeah, that's fair. Crystallized ginger is quite strong.
I remember there was a time that I went to, I don't remember where it was, if it was like Wagamama maybe. But you know when they have the like ginger like peel on top of food? And I thought it was carrot and I bit into it and was like,
oh, it probably would have been Wagamama's or like some sort of Asian place because it would be pickled ginger, right?
It was too strong.
Too strong.
McFlurry flavour.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember because I've not had a McFlurry in like
it's not vegan,
a long time. Yeah, it's not vegan.
Because even when I wasn't vegan, I didn't particularly never really been to McDonald's very much. I used to go back in the day when you could get Beanie Babies in the Happy Meals and you could pay an extra £1 to get 2.
Oh my God, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. But I'm trying to think though. Oh, I think it was Crunchy. I think I always used to get Crunchy.
I was going to say the same. Crunchy was my favourite, but they don't do it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they stopped it. Which is
because they weren't getting my custom anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Crunchy McFlurry, I don't think they do anymore. Yeah. They got rid of Crunchy and they got rid of the dairy milk one.
M&M's, and it's the only correct answer. Sorry.
M&Ms. I usually go for the special one, like the seasonal one, because they put sauce in the seasonal one, but the regular ones don't have any sauce in.
I mean,
So-
like,
Okay.
I think countries have their own varieties as well. So
Yeah.
in the Netherlands, you have a stroopwafel McFlurry.
Ooh, oh my
I
God.
keep getting advertised stroopwafel things on
Yeah.
like Instagram. There's like the reason I go to this place is because of the fancy packaging they use and all the different flavors. And I'm like, why? I don't live in the country. Why are you advertising this to me?
I mean, I get
I don't know
get
what
a
I've
lot of
done.
adverts for companies and stuff that are not Dutch as well.
Yeah.
Just weird. Like sometimes I get like Portuguese adverts, and I'm like, I've never been to Portugal. I never talk about Portugal. Why getting a Portuguese advert? Like, what is this?
Well, you're going to be getting even more now. You've been here talking about Portugal.
Clearly.
I hope you're ready for that.
Clearly. But yeah. I mean, I get it when I've just been to Bristol that I get like some remnants of like UK adverts on my YouTube videos or whatever, you know, but like that's just geolocation still being a bit tripped up as to where I am. But
Yeah.
sometimes the adverts I get just make no sense.
Sometimes they're very bizarre though. Like I heard a story once of someone who, you know, they were like channel hopping and then a Spanish show came on with subtitles and then all of their adverts were suddenly in Spanish on their phone. And it's just really bizarre. Like as soon as it hears a different language, it's like, oh, you must be wanting some Spanish ads now.
I
Okay,
guess you've moved.
Roll them out.
Clearly, yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
I really don't like the adverts popping up for things that you've already bought, because very often if it's like Christmas or birthday times or something and I've bought something for Alex and then I start getting adverts for it and I'm like, if I'm showing him something on my computer and then it like that pops up and I'm like, I've already bought that, why are you trying to sell it to me again? Like, stop giving it away.
Yeah. I mean, adverts feel really invasive a lot of the time these days as well. Just like something that I'm thinking about, I feel like I've never said it out loud, right?
Mhm.
I've just been thinking about something and all of a sudden I get an advert for exactly that thing I've been thinking about. And I'm like, how do they know?
Ooh.
How do they know at this point?
It's like I keep on getting adverts for that pelvic floor strength builder thing.
What, the Kegel exercise?
Yeah. So if I've been thinking about that,
I mean, you've talked about it a lot. I mean, it was a little while ago, but
Maybe
you
I
need to
could be
tell
sponsored
Zylus what
by
it is,
them.
though.
so basically, it's like it is what it says, Kegel exerciser.
Mhm.
But it's like, imagine because you can in HD, imagine like a ribbed like dongle, like and it
This
goes
is
up.
starting to be.
It goes
Yeah.
up and it connects to your phone and you play Flappy Bird on your phone, but you're controlling the Flappy Bird with your Flappy Bird and it just moves up and down the levels as you squeeze, I guess. And I'm guessing it's because I'm like
I mean, this is
over
the
a
part.
certain age now where they're like, oh,
This
I
is
guess
the
everything's
part
just
where-
falling out, so strengthen it now.
This is the part where, because I can't genuinely picture that, this is not really a picture I was really looking to see today.
He's at a disadvantage now.
So that is a disadvantage of being able to see things so fucking clearly. Because I can visually see that, and it's weird. It's weird.
If anyone is looking for it, it's called PeriFit, and we do welcome sponsorships.
Right. Yeah, I'll take one.
But yeah, they just all of a sudden started advertising to me in the same way that like Udi did. I feel like there was all of a sudden a time where Udi were just everywhere.
hmm
And then all of a sudden this company was as well.
Right.
And it probably because I've now clicked on it so many times to screenshot it and send it to everyone because I find
Right.
it so funny. Now they're obviously like, well, she's very interested. Let's keep sending
I mean,
them.
like, here's the thing. Here's why I don't really get ads personally, and why for me they just don't work. Because all the ads I get pretty much these days on YouTube are for shitty mobile games, right? Every single one of my ads is for some shitty mobile game that I will never play, and I never click on these ads and all that kind of stuff. And I don't understand why it keeps marketing them towards me when it clearly doesn't work. But they keep sending me the same ads over and over and over again.
Yeah,
So,
it's like I always get the ads for like the one where you're like running down a thing and you have to make decisions that's like 10 people, 20 people.
Oh, yeah.
And you go one side or the other. I always get adverts for that game. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know the name because I've seen the ads so many times. I'm not going to say it because, fuck those kind of games. But they always deliberately make the stupidest decisions as well, so that you, as the person that's being advertised to, will be like, "Oh, I could do so much better. Let me click on this ad. Let me play this game."
And there's always the ones that's like, just them just torturing that poor woman.
The woman,
It's like, oh, he left me for a younger woman, so I guess I'd have a
and
makeover.
she's like covered
and then
in
you
trash.
like shave, you cover her in trash and you shave her head and you kick her down the stairs, and then you're like, oh, did I play the game right? It's like, what is this game? Like, why?
See, I've never had that one.
Really?
Oh,
No,
that's
I've
probably
never
like
had that one.
targeted. If you've ever said that you're a whammon online,
A
it's probably like,
whammon.
quick,
whammon.
send them that one. It's like I always get adverts before YouTube videos that are like babies just trying to sell me babies. It will be like pregnancy tests and that sort of stuff, and I'm like, you've clearly just like put me in this little demographic of women of a certain age must want baba.
Must do, right?
And there was this one that always used to start with the most annoying baby sound, and every time I'd just be like, oh, no.
Get this away from me.
It would just be like, oh, go. I was like, shut up.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Yeah,
The
no.
adverts didn't quite work.
I can tell. I can tell, yeah. I mean, advertisement is weird. And I don't, like, I think we're also, like, just not really a demographic in which is particularly susceptible to advertising, like, either.
Yeah. I mean, I do still get like, I feel like if ever there's a moment's silence in my brain, I'll just hear like, I'd rather have a bowl of like, there are just adverts that I think will just permanently live in there now.
Oh, there are some adverts that are iconic. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
dreams, they're adverts from our childhood that have just been burned into our brain.
Yeah.
There is one advertisement I can strongly remember from when I was younger, which was for, I don't know if you have these candies in the UK, Rolos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have Rolos.
Okay.
Who are you going to
Yeah.
give your last Rolo to?
Yeah, so the advertisement we had here was of this small brat of a kid who had a roll of Rolos, and he was eating them at the zoo, and he was looking at this baby elephant, and he stretched his hand out with a Rolo to the baby elephant. The elephant came over
I
to like
remember
accept
that.
the Rolo, and then the kid was like, and like, put the Rolo in his own mouth.
Oh
And then
my
like it
God.
fast forwards like 20 or 30 years to that kid clearly having grown up with a kid of his own. And all of a sudden you see this, like they're standing in the street parade. You see this trunk tapping the man on the shoulder and then smacking him in the face.
Yeah.
Basically saying like, as in like elephants never forget,
Yeah.
like that. But that was a great ad because
It
20
was.
years later, I still remember that ad,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's a real art to it, like making good advertisements.
Yeah, because you get the ads that stick in your head just because they're so annoying, like Go
Yeah.
Compare and We Buy Any Car and all of those. But the ones that stick with you because they are good, are so much better. It's like people still talk about. There was like, they might be before your time because you're both babies. But
Yeah.
did you ever see the Renault? I think it was ads. They're
The
like,
cake.
Papa,
Oh, no.
Nicole. Those ones, there was like this whole running story about this man and his daughter called Nicole, and she ended up like getting married in the end. And it was like this overarching story that lasted for years.
Vaguely remember that. But do you remember the Skoda advert where they made the whole car out of cake?
Yes.
That was a good one. That was a very good one.
I don't know if you guys do segments where I just need to link you guys this. This is a 40-second ad in the Netherlands.
Oh, I mean, Nowsy's episode was very visual.
Right. Okay. Here, so this, we'll all start it at the same time.
Okay.
So let me know when you have it open on 000. But this is a classic ad that Mousy just reminded me of.
I think you've shown me this before.
I might have shown you. I don't think I've shown Bryony this, though.
Yeah.
For the listeners at home, would you care to describe the advert?
I will describe the advert to listeners at home. It's a Dutch ad, a very old one, of a family stepping in, like a father and a mother stepping into the car with their two young daughters, and they turn on the radio, and a song starts playing that says, "I wanna fuck you in the ass." Like it says that constantly, and they're just jamming out to it, and then you see them driving away, and then it says just in plain white text, "Want to learn English?" And then like an advertisement for a language learning center in the Netherlands.
So good.
It's a brilliant advertisement though. But yeah, I feel like you couldn't get away with that these days, though. You know?
No. I wonder what the laws are for like, because obviously you can't swear in adverts, but if it's in a different language.
Different language, yeah, I wonder.
What are the rules?
What are the rules? Well, that YouTube video does say it was banned, so maybe it's not.
Yeah, maybe.
The only adverts I remember being banned are the tango one.
What happened in that one?
So it was this random terrifying guy. He was called like the Tango Man or something, and he was just this orange, like all painted orange, and he had a big hand, and he would like slap people, and apparently it caused loads of people to find it funny to like slap each other, like happy slapping.
Right.
And,
Oh no.
and I think like people ended up going deaf and stuff in one ear because of getting hit, and they were like, okay, we need to ban the advert because clearly the tango advert is what's wrong with this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
one.
the Xbox advert with it was for the original Xbox with a woman who gave birth and the baby just shot out like a torpedo.
Oh, yeah.
Then got really old and like landed in a coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it grew up. It like showed the baby getting older like in a really, really fast, weird way. And then it landed in a coffin at the end. It's like, life's too short, buy an Xbox. But that got banned.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we have a series of commercials here that have been going on for years, and they're generally like quality commercials as well. It's they're always, this is called Eva Apeldoorn bellen, which is basically this call center that you call if something like bad has happened, right?
Yeah.
And they always just show these like ludicrous scenarios where something horrible went wrong, and then you feel this cringe moment where you're like, fuck, I really do not want to be in that position that this person is in right now. And then it always pops up with Eva Apeldoorn bellen. Basically like, you find yourself in a situation like this messed up, just give us a call. We'll sort it out for you. And they're always great. Mm-hmm. They're always great advertisements. But generally, I think there's a real art to making good, memorable advertisements that people don't find annoying. Right?
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Old Spice, the new Old Spice campaign. I think they've nailed it. They're like, I'm on a horse. Yes. Look again, the tickets are now diamonds. Like those ones. Because Old Spice, it is not the best smell, and it was always just seen as this like very
like old man scent.
Yeah, and I bet that had such a revival from those adverts because all of a sudden it just became current again.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the Terry Crews ones were pretty funny as well.
They were so good.
Oh, yeah. The adverts that I hate, I tend to not like car adverts because they just don't you feel like the ones that you feel for ages, you're like, what is this an advert for? Oh, it's a car. Okay. But especially perfume
adverts. I was going to say they are really bad for that. It's like, what is happening? Oh, it's perfume.
I mean, any ad where like you don't know what it is about until they tell you what it is about are terrible ads, in my mind, at least.
It's usually just like, you know, a man and a woman, and they're like chasing each other down the street, or they're looking at each other, or they're dry humping on the beach, and then it's just like beach for and you're like, oh, okay, right, nice.
Or femme.
I could have had this 30 seconds back. Thank you very much. Yeah, those ones are always just.
Nu fragrance of the Paris. They always do it in this fucking shitty fake French accent as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, j'adore Dior. Oh, but the one with the really good fake French accent, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was an actual French person. But the Boursin adverts that are like du vin, du pain, du Boursin.
I don't know this one.
It was like showing along a picnic, and it would show like wine. Right. And then, wait, what's vin? Can't even think what it is now.
Wine, yeah.
Oh, no, wait. So wait. Oh, no, bread, wine, and then
Boursin.
Boursin.
Pain is in bread. Vin is in wine. And Boursin is in like the brand for like the cream cheese. Yeah.
Oh, Boursin's good stuff, though.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's good.
Or one of the ones that stuck with me from childhood is the Jaffa cake one. The one that's like
full moon, half moon, total eclipse. Do you not have that one?
No, we don't have Jaffa cakes.
Especially you wouldn't have Jaffa cakes, yeah.
No.
It's a teacher.
We have pims.
It's a teacher, and she's like teaching this class of like primary school children, and she just holds up a Jaffa cake and she says full moon, and she bites it in half and goes half moon, and then she stuffs it in her mouth and goes total eclipse. And then she like, I'll show you again, and she just keeps for another one. I still think about that advert every time I eat Jaffa cakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that was
shows how
top
well
tier.
that worked.
And like at the time, like we'd be going to school with Jaffa cakes in our lunchbox, and everyone would be doing it.
Full moon.
Full moon.
Oh, the other thing with advertising that I don't know if it bothers me or if I find it funny. It's halfway. It's like straddling the line. But when they have like clearly made one advert for every language and then just badly dubbed it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's awful.
God, it's the worst. We get that more here in the Netherlands, I think.
Yeah,
than
I can imagine.
In the UK, because a lot of brands just they don't bother shooting a separate one for the Netherlands.
Yogurt adverts or like house cleaner adverts, like that sort of thing. They just seem to be like,
the ski yogurts are really
fine.
bad for that.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, there are a lot of things that bother me, and there are a lot of things that I can appreciate. But I think the biggest no-no to me is, as I said before, like if you cannot tell what an advert is about within the first 5 seconds, don't bother making it into a 30-second advert. Because there's just no point in it. Like you
may as well just like flash up a picture of a car and be like, "This car, am I right?" That would be just as powerful. I don't need to see it driving around the mountains. Like they're just car. It
drives. It's a car. Buy it, please.
Especially when they have some like they've tried to make some big story about it, like like the heart wrenching, like mum's late picking the children up and the child's sad, but then they get it and then it's like Renault. And you're like, what? The car didn't, like, what does this difference make? You've just tried to make me feel emotions.
Oh
Why?
my God. Have you ever seen the Japanese ones? The long man.
Yes.
Oh, they are so good. You need to look them up, Zylus. Basically, they did a series of adverts for a candy. It's like a long gummy candy. And it's about like a woman that has a boyfriend and she's out doing stuff with him, and then this man is in the background eating this candy and he looks like really cool, and every time the camera like pans onto him it's like long man.
Doesn't he eventually end up like interrupting her wedding or something?
Yeah, like she like I think she ends up. Oh, you won't spoil it, but yeah, you need to go and watch it. Everyone, go watch it. It's so good. It's like 6 episodes, 6 adverts, so you can't spoil it. It's a full-blown series at this point.
There's an advert that I always remember, but I don't remember what it was for, so it clearly wasn't good at advertising. But it was like these old ladies, and they're sort of talking about like, oh, what do you wish you had have done more of in life or something? And one of them goes, I wish I'd got more grass stains. And then the other one goes, hussy. I don't know what it was for, but I
It
always
was
found it
probably
really
for like
funny.
Ariel or something. They're like, oh, if I got more grass stains, I could get them out with Ariel, non-bio.
Oh, I swear there's so many
jeez.
things that I can repeat from adverts, but I don't really know what they means. Like atoll protected, no idea what it means.
Don't know what that is. Yeah,
But
you
it's
hear it all the
just-
time.
Things are protected by it, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
I
clearly.
think that's for holidays. It's for if your holidays get cancelled. I think
Yeah. Atoll protected.
atoll protected. But yeah, we've kind of gone a bit
It's
off
got our name.
off track. We're not really talking about dreams anymore. But
Oh,
true.
yeah.
True. I mean, what did you expect with me as a guest today?
honestly, Zylus, it happens all the time.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling.
Just our excuse to have a chat every week.
It is,
really.
yeah.
Well,
It's
good.
more like the chat zone.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
history.
Well.
Do you know what we didn't do at the beginning is
What?
we were told that we need to introduce people better and say who they are and not assume that everyone knows who our friends are.
Oh, yeah, true.
Should we stick it on the end now? Now people have got to know you.
Yeah.
oh,
Where
true.
can they find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Zylus and usually on the main channel, youtube.com/yogscast. It's the 2 main spaces you'll find me.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's it, really.
If you want to hear
Perfect.
more of Zylus' lovely voice, that's where
Thank
you
you.
can do it.
Go and watch him on the Twitch.
But
And
thank
YouTube.
you for chatting to us today. It's been lovely.
course.
Glad we finally got you on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About time. You've been avoiding me, but
About time.
here we are.
But
Unbelievable.
Thank you, Kirsty, as always.
Thank you, Bryony.
And thank you, everyone, for listening.
And
Until-
chat,
oh.
hang on. I have a question for you.
Oh.
Tell us in the comments what your favourite M&Ms are. Thank you.
I thought you were going to say what your favourite advert is.
Yeah.
No,
Or
I want to
commercial.
know. Or commercial, I guess, but
Or ice cream flavor.
or M&M
Ooh.
commercial.
Or M&M's. Or
Just talk to us,
McFlurries.
But
please.
yeah,
Or-
favourite McFlurry. Yeah.
Tell us your favorite things.
Tell us your
This
favourite
live
things.
journal questionnaire about your favourite thing. But until next time, bye-bye for now.
Bye bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.